Yo, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, welcome back to another video for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and today I wanted to put together a handy beginner's guide for those of you that might be picking up the game for the first time. I know a lot of you out there are pre-existing Smash Bros fans, likely with a ton of experience, but if you know someone that is picking up Smash Ultimate for the first time, a friend, a brother, a sister, or if you yourself are diving into the series for the first time to see what all the fuss is about, then this is for you. We'll start with the basics in this video, and then we'll gradually work up to some more advanced stuff in the following episodes. Welcome to the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Workshop. If you guys do enjoy this, and you do find it helpful, then a like would be super appreciated, and as always, be sure to comment down below, let me know what you guys think, and let me know if there's anything in particular you would like to learn more about in the following episodes. Also, to round out the year, we've kicked off one final giveaway for another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Limited Edition Nintendo Switch, so if you want to be in with a chance to win that, then click the link in the description box down below to enter. The winner for the last giveaway was announced earlier this week on Twitter. Now let's get started. First up, Super Smash Bros. Isn't your conventional fighting game. At the bottom of the screen, you have your player icon, and next to that is a percentage. As you battle it out and hit the opponent, their percentage builds, and quite simply, the higher the number, the further they're sent flying. The aim of the game is to send your opponent flying off the stage to either score a point, if you're playing a time match, or take a life off them if you're playing stock. So you battle it out, gradually building that percentage, whilst obviously trying to keep yourself as safe as possible, and then when the time is right, you send them packing. You have an array of different moves available to you, ranging from your regular attacks to your special attacks, aerial attacks, grabs, throws and more. I won't be going over the move fundamentals in this video, but for that you can simply hop into the training room and mess around to get a feel for your available options. However, something else worth noting is that Smash Bros also has a mechanic known as Rage. It's changed a tiny bit in Ultimate, but fundamentally, when you or your opponent begin to get into the high percentages, you'll notice that your character starts to steam, as too does your character portrait. And then when it gets high enough, you'll see black smoke. In Ultimate, this kicks in around 120% and caps out at 150%, and what this does is it gives you increased knockback on your attacks. It doesn't change the actual damage, just the knockback, essentially the distance that your moves send them flying. So if you've taken a beating for a good chunk of the match and your percentage hits that range, 120 to 150, while you're obviously in a more dangerous position, since you'll be close to being sent flying off the edge, you'll also be more of a threat to your opponent because of this mechanic. So do keep this in mind, since it can sometimes help you turn the battle around. Now, another thing you want to factor into your playstyle is a mechanic known as short hop attacks. As mentioned earlier, you have a wide array of moves at your disposal, and some of those are aerial attacks, attacks you can perform whilst jumping. Some of your aerial moves are especially potent, and for times where you want to use them a little bit closer to the ground so you can work them into your combos, you have these short hop attacks. By pressing the jump and the attack buttons at the same time, you perform a short hop attack, essentially a little hop taking you off the ground, allowing you to pull off an aerial attack. You can then pair this with a direction on your analog stick to tap into your other available aerial options, so neutral, forward, back, up and down, you get the idea. Simply press the two buttons together and your chosen direction and you can pull off the short hop. It's really easy to do, and it just means you have more options to play with whilst fighting. Something else that's incredibly important in Smash Bros is your shield. By holding down your shoulder button, you can bring up your shield. This little bubble here, having this up will protect you from some attacks, but when the shield takes damage, it shrinks. It also begins to shrink over time simply by holding it out. Letting go of the shield will see it gradually replenish whilst not in use. However, if you hold it for too long, or an opponent breaks your shield, you'll then be put into a vulnerable state or a shield stun, and your opponent can then capitalize on this and then send you flying. Your shield is a good way to approach your opponent, so you can run up to them, and if you anticipate an attack, you can then pull up your shield. Pressing A with your shield up will also initiate a grab, so you can factor that into your play. Keep in mind that as your shield begins to shrink, part of your bodies may become vulnerable, so people can of course attack around this. You can technically speaking move your shield around by gently moving the analog stick, but more often than not, you'll just be better off getting out and just letting it recharge. Smash Ultimate also introduced a mechanic known as Perfect Shield. I'll speak more in depth about this in the upcoming intermediate guide, but very briefly, by letting go of the shield just as you're being hit, it allows you to parry an attack, taking no damage, and then follow up and punish your opponents. But again, we'll cover that in more detail in the next video. Something you do want to keep in mind though is the basic Smash Bros triangle. Attack beats grab, grab beats shield, and shield beats attack. Keep this in mind when thinking about your available options or how you want to react to a particular opponent. If someone shields a lot, you can grab them out of it and follow that into a combo. If someone is overly aggressive, you can shield to give you some time to think, and if they grab a lot, then attack first. For times when you don't want to block, you also have dodges, spot dodge, roll dodge, and directional air dodge. By holding down the shield button and pressing down on the analog stick, you can perform a spot dodge. With this, you'll have a few frames of invincibility, allowing you to dodge an incoming attack. Holding the shield button and pressing left or right will instead see you roll dodge. Very similar principle, you can use it to roll out of the way or through attacks. You have some invincibility at the beginning of the roll, but not for the whole thing. So while it might be tempting to roll a lot of the time to move, dodge, or just in general get around the stage, rolling too much makes it very easy for your opponent to follow up. You also have directional air dodges, same principle but done in the air. Pressing the shield button with a direction allows you to dodge in that chosen direction. Again, you can use this to dodge through attacks, back towards the ledge, that sort of thing. And while useful, it can also leave you vulnerable. So it is something you need to use wisely. Something new in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the notion of a ledge grab limit. When you're sent flying and you recover back to the stage, you will often grab onto the edge and hang there. From there, you can then get back up with an attack, a roll, or a jump. But new in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a ledge grab limit. If you grab onto the ledge too many times consecutively without landing back onto the stage, then the grab will eventually stop working. It appears to be after 6 consecutive grabs. You can see in this example that when going to grab this final time, I instead slip off and fall to my death. Jumping back onto the stage and landing on the ground itself resets the limit, so this only applies to those who spend a large portion of time off the stage or are being edge guarded and perhaps having a tough time getting back onto the stage, so just keep this in mind. Now, to round things out, one thing you should definitely do as a new player is set up your preferred control scheme. You can play Smash Bros with whatever controller you please. I personally use a GameCube controller, but you can use whatever is comfortable. The thing to note though is that you can also change your button options. For example, I have tilt attacks on the C stick as opposed to smash attacks, and I turn off jump tap so that I don't accidentally jump whilst pushing up on the analog stick. What you want to do is find out what works for you and assign it to a profile. You can create name tags in Smash Bros and then assign controls to those, so that anytime you're playing with friends, you simply select your name and your chosen control setup will be applied. Super handy if you're playing with friends, maybe passing the controller, that sort of thing. Additionally, one final bonus tip, if you're playing time matches where kills equate to points and there aren't stocks, if you want to know who's currently in the lead, then following a successful KO, keep an eye on the characters. If you see these stars sparkle or glint around a character, it means that they are in the lead. So you might want to go after them if you want to bring home the W. Anyway, that's it for the time being. That is a brief look at some Super Smash Bros. Ultimate basics. As mentioned, there will be more of these coming to introduce you to more advanced techniques, but for now, if you're picking up the game for the first time or you have a friend or a family member that you want to play the game with, then hopefully this gives you some stuff to work with. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to check out some more awesome stuff from us here at Arekkz Gaming, then you should definitely try to catch TwoSixNine and Paradise Central streaming 6 days a week. You can find a link to the multi-stream in the description box down below. They play a wide range of games, and what's more, we also have the Endgame store. By watching their streams, you earn currency, and you can redeem that currency on the Endgame store for really cool prizes. Those can range from things like games, comics, and figures, all the way up to controllers, capture cards, and even consoles. So definitely drop by and become part of the community. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, then make sure you're subscribed and be sure to click on that little bell icon to turn on notifications so you don't miss our next upload. You can watch more videos by clicking on the options here, but once again, thanks very much for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.